Well, good morning everyone. This is going to be a series of short videos. I've just come out of my gateway and I'm heading down to Ardcarn. That was John, my neighbour. He keeps the sheep on the hill at the back of the cottage. I'm just heading down to Ardcarn Garden Centre because I'm actually on my way to Belfast. But before I leave for Belfast, it's really important that I fill up all the bird feeders because I'm going to be away for about 36 hours or so, maybe a bit longer, I don't know. It depends on the weather. And you know, once you start feeding the birds during the winter and the early spring, it's really important to keep that feeding going. Because if it lapses, if the bird feeders go empty, the birds really are caught between a rock and a hard place for their own survival. So here we are now, just heading down towards Ardcarn, and I've got the camera pointed more towards the right, and you might get to see a little bit more of the beautiful part of Ireland where I live. Now today is, I think it's the 13th of February, and I'm driving at 30 miles an hour, perhaps a wee bit under that. Over the past few days, we've had heavy snow, hail, thunder, rain, wind, cold, warmth. I mean, today is a beautiful day, as you can see. The sun is, as my mother used to say, splitting the trees. You know, it felt really good this morning getting up, because I thought to myself, well, you know, my daughter said, look Mum, just come up whenever you want to come up. You don't even have to phone me, you know? So I thought, oh, this is nice. All the pressure has gone. I can just get up now, dander around as I'm wont to do, dander around in my gym jams, lighting the stove, making coffee, walking outside with Jack. You know, just lovely, lovely. I do think we put far too much pressure on our lives, you know that? We seem to accept more and more pressure. And you know, the reality of it is, we don't have to accept anything at all. We really are, you know, purveyors of our own destiny. It's a lovely sky, it's quite blue. Sorry, if you hear me chewing, it's because I'm chewing a wee bit of chewing gum. Reading the comments that you all posted on last night's video, and it is a wonderful thing, really. It is a wonderful thing that so many people come to the Bealtaine Cottage channel for the simplest of reasons, and I think therefore the most honest of reasons. And I think it reflects on the way that I choose to live. And I think the way that I choose to live is very much in the hearts and minds of so many people today. Except for the fact that many, many people haven't got to the point of sussing out what it is that's making them unhappy. And I think I've actually come to realise over recent months what the core of so much unhappiness really is. And it may be a bit of a throwaway statement, but it's very, very true as I have experienced it. And I think stuff, S-T-U-F-F, stuff, is the core of so much unhappiness. Too much stuff, lack of stuff, wanting more stuff, envious of the stuff that other people have, not being able to cope with stuff, feeling hemmed in by stuff. The problem is stuff. And I've really come to understand that because I have been paring down my life at Bealtaine Cottage. I've been paring it all down. Some of you may have noticed the gradual diminishment of stuff. Now, I'm not talking about all the little trinkety things that I have about the place. You know, the stuff that's up on the walls. Walls is a great place for stuff because they don't really interfere too much with what it is you do or how you live, except when it comes to redecorating. And then all that stuff leaves an indelible mark on the wall. But I've been paring down the furniture a little bit, and actually quite a lot. And the places that are useful to be crammed with stuff, like your little office or your little study, you know? You can't have too many books and stuff like that. But you can give things away, you can gift them forward. This is a little post office here on the right. Now I'm going to keep this running until we get to Ardcarn. I think the camera is a wee bit better the way that it's turned, you know, because it's picking up more images, you know, in terms of what's on the road, what's on the side of the road. Although it's obviously not picking up the left-hand side, it's more the right. That's Knockvicker Organic Centre, which is just in there to the right. That's part funded, well, I actually think it's most funded by the state, by various organisations within the state and government. Excuse me, I'm going to sneeze. Oh, no, I'm not. And it serves the local community in terms of supplying the local community with reasonably priced and very well grown organic produce. You know, I love living in Ireland because despite all the obvious problems of the 21st century, we seem to get so many things right. things like the Knockvicar Organic Centre. So you can see a wall going along the right here. Well, that's the wall which was 6 foot high, but was brought down to that level in the early days of the Irish Republic. And that wall goes around the old Harmon King estate, which is now Lochkey Forest Park. And if you Google Earth Loch Key, and it's just simply Key, Loch Key, you'll see, you'll kind of understand the old estate, because it literally encircled the loch. So everything to the right here was part of the Loch Key estate, belonging to the Harmon King family. So the road's a little bit bumpy going along here for various reasons. So the actual garden centre is about, I think it's about 5 miles from where I live. About 5 miles from the cottage, yeah. We're getting very close to it now. So the bird food itself is quite expensive down here, but I haven't really got the time to go elsewhere. I spend a fair bit on bird food now at this time of the year. But I see it as a really good way of helping to rebalance the scales, tip them a little bit in favour of Mother Earth. Because of course you and I both know that the scales have been tipped most disadvantageously away from Mother Earth. So whatever we can do to tip the scales in her favour, I think is just a really good thing to do. So here we go. Just park here. Okay everyone, this is going to be the first of today's videos, and hopefully I'll be posting a fair few more. So have a great day everyone.